fighter anxiety, fighter squadron anxiety, coupled with the loss of all the old, and it's basically all the bad decisions that you've taken in the past are coming to bite you now.
Yeah.
You can, possibly question whether it was right to have just, gone with one engine, one producer. Maybe you should have had a backup. But that, both of us are sitting here and talking with the wisdom of hindsight.
True.
That in 2026, we knew exactly, what decisions should have been taken 25 years
That's
back.
very true. Yeah.
So primarily that. But okay, coming back to the Mark 1As. So there are going to be about 180 of these Mark 1As. They will come in over this decade, starting from 2026 to the late 2030s. Once that production run ends, it will then segue into the Mark 2s. The Air Force has still not accepted the Mark 1As. I did ask someone that, why haven't you accepted them? This is, no, we will accept them only once the integration is done. That's a very important point. The Mark 1As have not been integrated with the missile. They've not conducted the missile firing trials. They haven't done all of that. That's still a few months away. Air Force said we're not accepting it without all of that happening. Now,
Makes sense, I mean.
if you look at it from the Air Force's perspective, they say that, look, why do you want us to do all of that development? And that's his job. That's HAL's job. So again, maybe this could have been avoided if we were looking at an integrated setup driven by the Air Force. So we are still a few months away. Mark 1As are there. About 5 or 6 of them, prototypes are available, but still so near yet so far.
Yeah, so near yet so far. No, on the point of bad decisions of the past, I think it's also a matter of the fact. It's also the fact that it's not taking the decision at the right time, because many of the decisions that you've taken in the last few years actually were decisions that you could have taken previously as well. It was just not taken back then, like the order for the 114 Rafales could have happened a decade ago.
Possibly
as
you
well.
would have got it at a
Cheaper
far
price, by the way.
cheaper price. You could have negotiated with the thing. And I don't understand this thing of us not being able to negotiate with the foreign OEMs. We get paralyzed almost. Now, when you're placing such large orders, now there is a wisdom in the point that 10 years back, maybe you could have negotiated a better deal with Dassault and taken a stake in the company itself.
Yeah.
With deals like this, $40 billion deals, HAL should have just taken a stake, say a 10% stake in Dassault. We should have, again, got a better deal when we're buying Airbus jets from France, passenger jets, worth tens of billions of dollars. All our manufacturers, all our airlines are buying them. Why didn't we get Airbus to set up some kind of an MRO in India, help us on the military side of programs? We are looking at the AWNC aircraft. The Air Force has bought a number of airframes. I think 4 or 6 Airbuses are lying around there waiting to install an airline, install a radar there. They should have asked Airbus for help on that thing. Now, we've done that in the past with the IL-78s, IL-76s, the AWNC aircraft, which we bought the airframes from Russia. We got them upgraded with the Israeli Falcons.
Yeah.
They plan to do similar stuff with the Airbuses. That project doesn't seem to have taken off because Airbus has thrown up their hands. They said, no, we can't help you. That without the OEM who owns the design, you can't do any external modifications.
Yes.
Right? You can't fit antennas and stuff. The Israelis will help you do that. But till the time you don't get Airbus, why can't you get Airbus? You're doing billions of dollars of purchases from them. Why haven't you been able to convince them to partner with us on this program? Just do a simple thing like put a tax on all the people who do Airbus, buy Airbus aircraft from France. The Airbus guys will come knocking at your door.
Yeah.
Stuff like this. When we're not, Indians are very good at negotiating and haggling and stuff. But when it comes to these bigger deals, when it comes to government deals, I think there's some kind of paralysis sets in.
Yeah.
We don't realize how big our orders are. It's like 40 billion, as we discussed the last time. There was a lot of money.
A lot of money.
It was what our entire defense budget was a decade ago.
Yeah.
And we should actually negotiate something bigger than what, unless there is something that's already on we don't know of. We should look at stakes in the company and definitely look at upping the Indian share in this entire package, which is something like almost 50% is what we want.
Yeah.
But the French are saying no, nothing. All all the components will come from France, and we'll do some servicing here and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's a bad deal in that case.